afternoon. How are we doing today? Stealth, how are you? I am excited to get back to Disco Elysium, but that's not where my brain's at the moment. I am, hmm, I'm back in the loop. I've started playing Factorio again, and once you start playing Factorio, it does things to your brain. I'm I'm almost back to spreadsheet stage where I start planning things in Excel just to get them to work, and it's a bad time, but I love it. Anyway, we're not playing Factorio today. We're getting back to Disco Elysium, which I'm super excited for. I think things are going to start getting very interesting. Not that they weren't previously, but I think they're going to continue to be interesting, let's say. Let's get the game. Let's get some volume. This game tends to be a little bit quiet, so as always, please let me know if I should make it a little louder. And we've got a few things that we need to do, but still no Kim. Just looking at my audio levels, it looks like it's very quiet. Okay, now it's silent. Oh god, I've still got the truth stick. So it's reached the point where I am going to need to speak to the lady who was assaulted, but also who I embarrassed myself in front of previously. And the last thing I want to do is be holding the truth stick when I do that, because that's just going to make things worse. The truth stick is not going to make things better in that situation. There are a couple of other things I can do. Let me take a look at my tasks, because I don't want to do this without Kim, because I'll embarrass myself. Get 2 signatures for Everard. Oh yeah. Everard Clare wants to buy land across the river. And he said, oh, we're just going to make a community center, and it'll take 6 months, and it'll just be a little bit of noise, and then it'll make everybody's life better. Meanwhile, the permit is for 12 to 40 month of work, is going to take up the entire area, and is basically intended to drive out all of the residents so that developers can buy up the land for cheap. So instead of getting the 2 signatures he wants, I'm just going to get other people to do it. But I'm not sure who those other people are. Speak to the assault victim, which I can do now. Find Royal Cryptozoologist, I cannot do at the moment. Waterlock, I can only close tomorrow. I've got enough money for this, so that's not a major issue. Armored Gloves, down the coast. Nothing more I can do about that. I don't know how to get into the secret passage. I didn't get rid of him, and I didn't hurt him. Bitch, please don't tell these lies about me. Him took the body back to the precinct for a full autopsy. He's doing his job, I'm doing my job. I didn't hurt him. Smoker on the balcony. Sometime after 9 p.m., so I can't do that yet. Don't know who to ask about the tattoo's possible meaning, but I can get to that. Gotta figure out who has access to the Whirling's trash. Track down your badge. There's no advice even on how to do that. Keep searching for the caller, despite lacking any obvious leads. Now, it was a female voice, so I do wonder if this might not be the woman we're talking to now. Stitch! Please don't lie. It's not true. I love Kim. He's the best. Why would you keep telling these lies? No. A, I've never called you worthless because I love you, Stealth. B, I've never called Kim useless because I love Kim. Okay, I think the best thing to do at the moment is to speak to this lady, if I can. Oh, she actually answered this time. Who is it? A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door. Somewhere not far from here. The lieutenant is preparing her file. Classy Amando, he writes. By the way, I'm pronouncing it... the way I'm pronouncing it is kind of close to what the Afrikaans pronunciation of that would be, which I'm guessing is roughly where we're going, because Dutch and Afrikaans are very similar. I didn't lie to... I've probably lied to Kim a couple of times, but... Okay, I can't actually... Classy Amando, he writes. You realize the detective should be here for what comes next. It could prove dangerous to go in alone. Okay, so this is literally just telling me, wait until Kim comes back. So I'm just going to bum around the town and find other things to do. You know what? Kim is great. That's a really good way to pronounce her name. I approve of that, Stitch. Okay. As I said, please let me know if the volume's too low. Hey, Summer! I suspect the volume's too low. Let me boost it a little bit. Oh, no. I have yet to do anything of any consequence. I mostly just checked my log. Did I ever speak to this guy? Okay, I can't really do anything with that. Okay. No need to apologize, Summer. I have been live for a sum total of, like... I mean, my uptime is 13 minutes, but since I don't start for the first 5 or 6 minutes, you are here super early. No need to apologize. Yes. Stitch and Stealth have been tormenting me. You know, I don't know why this game is so choppy. Anti-aliasing is off. Dynamic shadows are on. I'm gonna reduce the shader quality. No, it's still super choppy. As we should. As we should, Luca. Environmental effects to medium. Fucking anti-aliasing is off even. I don't want to put everything like super, super low, but what the fuck is hardcore mode? Is existentially difficult. Checks are harder and healing items are more expensive. Choose your clothes and thoughts wisely. That I'm not doing that. Let's see if that makes the game a little less choppy. No, it appears to be exactly the same. Cool. Well, fuck it. If I didn't get any benefit from it, I'm at least gonna put it back to the way it was. So I can't cross the river until tomorrow. There's nothing of consequence over here that I can see. It didn't make him go away! Please, don't make me feel bad.
The shine on those sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I don't like any of those things. Apparently, yes. Today is the day we cancel Pig for something he didn't even do. I've been a shit in this game to a lot of people, but not him. Did I ever actually look through these? This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum. rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. For a little viewer, the metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. Look inside. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word ONUC written on the on the other side, with the N and C scribbled backwards. Okay, so Kuno did this. That's good to know. Shift your focus to the background. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appears. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky, weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice. Okay, so that's probably where the husband is. You are everywhere, bitch, but mostly in my heart. As coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. I'm guessing those are the cents. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? You know what? Let's try this. Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. Pull the handle and look inside. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to capture the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a dab grey shape like a ghost. Let's focus. I got experience for that? The lenses shift, the ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken seaport. Its concrete, almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. Hang in there, little one. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind. You know what? I continue to be astounded by the writing of this game. It's just so good. Burp? Aw, I thought I could do something with burp. Does Joyce have anything more for me? Because I don't want to speak to that lady without him.
What can I help you with?
I suspect that will go
Not an
poorly.
umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on the water around you. I could use a coat like that. The rain is freezing. Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. She gives the material another pack. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Yes, there's nothing new here. Oh, I've got so little to do, but I can find things, I'm sure. I don't want to... I really don't want to do... speak to that lady without Kim, because I've already embarrassed myself, and it will go poorly. I need more conceptualization for that. Do I have any points to spend? I do not.
Trying to sneak up on me again?
I'm not trying to sneak up on you.
Get away, pig.
Why is everyone in this game terrible? I mean, kind of including me. Why did I never check that thing out? That looks new. I mean, I don't think it's new, but I just don't think I've interacted with it. Curious. Also, I've got to try to find an improved pry bar, which is going to be its thing. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Stealth. That child is a monster. There we go. Luca, am I invited as well? I want to beat up a child. Did I ever interact with this? No. Hey, I got some money out of it. Can I truth my way into this? I cannot. But I can truth my way into this. What even... Okay. I assumed that that was like an air conditioning unit. I assume for something like this, I need the improved truth stick. But there doesn't... They said come back after 9. Which it is not. No one answers. Okay. Dang it. I don't want to just bumble around for an entire episode. But also, I've managed to get 5 experience and, like, 70 cents. Nah. I appreciate the idea, Luca, but I'm not lost. Like, I know what I can do, or at least one of the things I can do. I just don't want to do it without Kim. And a lot of the fun of this game, these kinds of games, is just exploring and finding things. So that's what I want to focus on. If I get super lost, I will check a walkthrough or ask Summer. Although Summer might be sussing today. You know, I wonder. No sussing today. Okay. Now that the body's gone, I wonder if Kuno has anything more to say. That's fine, Summer. I've been doing that recently as well, so I fully understand it.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
I hate this child. I need empathy to make him respect me. Yeah, that may happen sometime, Summer. We'll just yell at you on and on. I want to discuss the body with you. Do you know who he was? Kuno's fuck gimp? What the fuck? Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice. Do you know what a gimp is, child? End of conversation. Very strong. You should be the stoke. You know how it got up there? Probably climbed? Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. So you didn't see it happen. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. He puffed himself up. Kuno wasn't regional. Where did you go then? I don't know. Some fucking... He looked around, trying to come up with something. Mesk, or... I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City. Where is Night City? Kuno gives you this... gives this info out on a need-to-know basis. And you don't need to know. He draws snot up his nose. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant. Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list. It's all cyberpunk. It's always cyberpunk. Still curious about this? I need improved perception. But I have 0 points. And I want to get back there. There's shit over there. Oh, yeah. I know why you brought up Cyberpunk, Luca. I feel bad about what I did to this guy. I wish I could make it up to him.
It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
The cop who turned you into a bad person. I didn't. I just needed information. Tell me more about the strike. Whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way in or out. What's the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff up here. Like a giant new power crane in half the company. I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. That's interesting. That's very different from what Eberhard Claire told us. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too, like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up, precise demands and so on. What do you think the company wants? They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. He makes a ka-ching sound. Anything else that I should know? Anything else? He thinks. Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers. Camioniers. Sorry, I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. I'm gonna stumble over words. If you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end, most of us have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high or laid. He smiled awkwardly. Not that I blame him, really. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road toward the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get to the next one. I want to check that other lorry again. Because I wonder if her shortwave radio is maybe related to that game we saw, which is bonkers, but it feels... Examine the radio. Frequency dial is absent. Okay, I'd actually forgotten that. We don't have the key. The peculiar frequency tableau indicates that at least 128 stations have been saved on this radio. There has to be an advanced model to put so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together. I feel like I've done all this before, but I'm just curious now that I've done some more to come back and check this out again. Why would anyone need so many radio stations? Unclear. For contacting an entire fleet of lorries, for example. This must be the nerve center of a well-organized operation. Okay, so it looks like it's just chance that the game and this both involve weird radio stuff. Is there anything I can do with the radio? Not without the key. Okay, so there's nothing new there. Yeah. Ooh. A thing that I didn't notice before. Fuck yes. Oh, fuck yes. I got a new shirt. Just a fucking white tank top. Which makes me a better, like, fighter. My current shirt gives me +1 logic, which I like in general. But it's good to know that if I need to punch a racist again, I have the option. Did I ever check this out? Grad Factory of Magnets and Miracles, U49. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. Look in the window. Fuck, I never did this. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorry man's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. What kind of stickers and insignia? The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. That's interesting. What about the back seat? The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the furniture, into the curtains. Okay, so nothing particularly interesting there. More money. Fuck yes. We're all about floor money here.
What native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Should have just punched him in the throat again.
Scab leaders saw me punching Measurehead. This is the best thing. Hi, Josh. Not much, to be honest. We've just been kind of bumbling around because I don't want to do too much until Kim returns. But the Scab leader saw me punch Measurehead, so I'm satisfied. Wrong. You did the right thing with Measurehead. The ballerina antics won you the fight. That's, by ballerina antics, they mean when I did a spinning flying kick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines? Hell no, I'm just an honest scab. I don't have to, I won't have talk like that around here, you understand? One of you's a mercenary. His neck muscles tense up, the veins on his neck bulge. Be careful, he's holding it deep in, but there are things in there you don't want to meet. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance? Fucking bug. He catches that. He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating, his mouth opens slightly. Oh, so he is involved. How about you fuck off now, huh? Okay. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right to work dance back up. Oh, I rattled him. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp instead. Huh. I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos. I was looking for another person to help me with this. I'm making progress. Oh. Don't think so, he grunts, barely glancing at it. Suddenly this feels like a really, really bad idea. Oh. Oh. I don't want to... So, I feel like at this point it's fairly obvious that he is one of the mercenaries, but I don't want to treat him as one. So, it was on your colonel. Terrible, terrible thing to say. We're investigating a murder. These tattoos were on the victim's body. Keep that as generic as possible. I know, Stealth, it's sad. I'm gonna keep that as generic as possible. This does not imply that he knows the guy or anything. Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair. After a while, he cranes his head side to side and sighs. Fucking loincloths really did him in. I assume by that he means, like, savages? But I'm gonna focus on what the tattoo means. What it means, he points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach. Ballerinas are insanely badass. Like, ballet could except for the fact that it's not used to fight, ballet is equivalent to many martial arts in terms of training, strength, skill, all of that. He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach. I can tell you what this one means. Only one. He squints at it. It's so small. You want to hear what happened here? Yes. Oh, this is him basic... Okay. So he's definitely a mercenary. Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Bunaital, 41, monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers. He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly. With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment tobacco. The thing is, I need to know about these tattoos. Don't interrupt him. Our boy, he was only a captain then. But he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon, his voice gets strangely quiet. I'm going to, without knowing what's coming, I'm going to give a potential content warning. I suspect we're going to hear about violence and other unpleasant things, just in case anybody is concerned. A long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper. At dawn, he comes upon two kips breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. Okay, so kipped, I'm assuming, is a very derogatory term for the native people of the area, and he came across two people, either just together or having sex. Whatever. We shot the boy, he was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old. So, as I said, content warning. I suspect we're about to get a horrible description of horrible events. But I do feel like this could potentially help in the investigation, and so, She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason, the kind of guy who'd make chief there. He nods towards the man on the gates. Shit his pants and cry like a bitch. Oh! God, he suddenly bursts out laughing. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body and fucking ate them. Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Suddenly the laughter stops. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass. Something stirs in your stomach. There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless, odorless. It's evil. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking call him out. You bet it was. Oh. I was expecting more than that. You were there? No, I was somewhere else. That's just a guess as to what this little, this one little star in his belly might mean. I'm just a bouncer. Yeah. Can I have it back? Go ahead. He turns toward the gate slowly and yells, "All right now. Free commerce. Keep the goods flowing." Fuck, I wish, Luca. It's literally not an option. On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin. And now we know that each of them is... like, it's a kind of map of the things he's done, but... this is not great. Who are all these strikebreakers? Honest men and women with rights to work. To be useful, not toys of corporate interests. The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut. Yeah, I hate this guy. I mean, you're not wrong, Luca. Because I'm sure as hell not a decent person. Oh god, that would be the worst. Luca, don't even jinx it. No. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let those who do want work. What exactly is your goal here? We were promised work, he points to the gates. We'd be in there working if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. And you're unable to breach the entrance? Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. He points up the stairs. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny messed punk either. He points at the dock worker idling on the staircase. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is. He's called Measurehead. Wait, you can't get by Measurehead? But I got by Measurehead. I kicked him in the face. Yeah, I saw your ballerina moves up there. The man spits out a yellow clock. In a real fight, these acrobatics will get you killed faster than a bullet. Except I won, so... You caught him off guard. That only happens once. Now he's alert, standing on a narrow bridge, and my men are tired and hungry. Have you considered storming in? Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look. You know what? As much as I hate it, I actually haven't seen Measurehead do anything criminal. So, there's no legit way to arrest him. Oh, fuck yes. You choose between some idiot and a ballerina. The ballerina will kick your ass so hard, even though they're not trained to fight. They just know how to use their bodies. What are you gonna do now? Wait, they might go home eventually, or get drunk, leave the access panel unguarded, or the company sends someone to reason with them. Unexpected situation, but we hold the pressure on until someone makes a mistake. Then it's our time. We strike. The man rubs his jaw, a lightly bearded square wedge. He seems to be following his orders well enough for now, but beneath it all there's a boiling rage and a dangerous carelessness. Do not be fooled by the programming. There's a precarious balance inside him, keeping him in check, but it's shaky as hell and he's tired of it all. What is a strike? When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls, because he's used to wearing an actual military uniform. What do the strikers want? Beats me, they mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while he raises his fist and starts shouting again, have the right to work! When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. Ill-fitting? What does that mean? His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. You wearing new clothes? He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Now that's interesting, because there were clothes in the garbage. But anyway, I managed to get to... I assume I've finished the tattoo task now? Yeah. Is there anyone else I need to ask about the tattoos? Oh! Okay. There is at least one other person who can tell me something. I don't want to go speak to Everark again, but I wonder if there's more I can do around here. You have anything new,
Your
buddy?
race descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again.
Okay, fuck off. Heck. You know, I know it's not the way the game works. I kind of wish there was a way to speed up time. Because I just want to get back to when Kim's here. And I don't want to bumble around for a whole stream. There is a way?
Looking for something?
There is a way? Is the way to go to my hotel room and get trashed? Wait, reading a book passes the time? That's actually very interesting. I might do some of that. But I also want to do... For some reason I feel like I've missed something here. And I'm not sure what. Oh, you see several packaged raincoats. Fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big free slogan on the back. Steal a raincoat. I'm not going to do that. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display. Okay, but I'm still not going to steal a raincoat. Okay, because I appreciate you bringing that up, Summer, because I was wondering, like, I'm certain that people do speedrun this game, but there are some things you can't do until certain days. So that's good to know. I wouldn't want to speedrun it. I'm enjoying taking my time. That gives me endurance. That's interesting. What is what? The girl leans over the counter to see what you're referring to. It's a raincoat? If you want to buy one, it's only 4 AL. She taps on the glass counter. The raincoats patiently await purchase. Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will be more difficult. Yeah, it was already as difficult as it could be, so it doesn't really matter. If I'm desperate for one, I'll come buy it. I've got the money, but let's go and find the cheapest book, because that seems like I've only got one major task left today. Well, one major thing that I want to do, which is the smoker on the balcony. Sometime after 9 p.m. Also, why is it called the Whirling in Rags? That's such a terrible name. I just want to find... I'm already afraid what these books will be. There are some interesting books. There's one which is basically just Conan, and I'm tempted to take that one, depending on the price. Yes, The Man from Hjelmdal. $9? What? Why is it so expensive? I mean, that leaves me with enough money, but barely. $25? Fuck off. Let's see if there's something cheaper outside. I mean, I know that's how much books cost, but fuck that. I'm a hobo. I am Hobocop. Now give me free books. Oh, I can't actually interact with these books, but I can interact with you. Have I spoken to you yet? I have not, for some reason. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one?
Yes, hello?
You nod your attention, fully focused on reading. Who are you? Bed, wed, behead. Paperbacks, hardcovers, or audiobooks? Marry audiobooks. Because I love them way too much. Fuck paperbacks, like in the good sense. Bed paperbacks, because honestly they're fantastic, and as cool as they feel and look, I'm gonna kill hardcovers simply because hardcovers are huge and just kind of pointless. Like, I love all three, but if I'm gonna kill one, it'll be that. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
Yeah, hardcovers are fine. She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's a working class woman, why isn't she working? What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
She averts her attention to worn out paperback. I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
The citizen thinks she can do without your assistance. Don't buy it. They all need help. Help her by carrying things? Maybe she needs a weightlifter? Maybe she needs you to fight her husband. No, that's not it. Chen! Cease! Thank you, Chen, for gifting a sub to Stitch. That's now your 41st sub. I assumed you would stop at 40. But also, hello, Chen. Maybe your husband is missing? My husband? No, he's not. So where could he be? I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working? What I'm hearing is, you don't really know where your husband is. Yes, but she looks around and takes a deep breath, a little annoyed. I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time. Wouldn't you like to? No. She looks you straight in the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I just like paperbacks because they're lighter and easier to carry. I can totally help you find your missing husband. Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband. She has them. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, also that. Paperbacks are much, much lighter. Hush, baby. I have to go with that. I have to go with that. No, I'm gonna go with it's okay, because empathy is telling me to say that. I'm so tempted. What? It's alright not to know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that. Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. She puts her foot down. My husband is not missing. He is. You can feel it. Maybe it's something else then. Maybe your children are missing? Maybe your cockatoo is missing? What the fuck is this game? I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here. Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing? I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Alright, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make sure. Great. She turns her attention back to the book stand. Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo? Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There was a great book in the bookstore. Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird? Oh my god. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip. I just got it tasked. What the fuck is this game? What is this game? The first task I got was to smoke cigarettes, and then to do karaoke, and now I'm finding my heraldic bird. None of this has anything to do with, like, the murder investigation. Oh. Maybe your children are missing. No, absolutely not. Her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they? Are you a policeman or a nanny? She's definitely disturbed by now. Nanny, where are they? I police whatever I want. Where are they? They're not missing, sir. You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. Oh, this is amazing. What if something terrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before. They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes. What if something awful has happened? What if they're in the sewers? My god, the writing in this game. I'm gonna go with smoking cigarettes. What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Jamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up by now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they? Oh, what? I'm just harassing this woman. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them. Can you describe to me their appearance? Any features that stand out? Something to make I did? What is this? Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you they are not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party? Did someone say, party? You could use a party. Hunt it down. What? I could do with a party, a killer party, not a lame-o one. A killer party? What is with you and pulp staples? My god. Please, no more talk about my daughters. They are fine. She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. Okay, it must be us then. What are you doing here? Why are you pursuing this? Is this a hunch? Oh, my god. Watch her browse books. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she spent a lot of time at work smoking. An array of neurons fires up with joy. Bummer a cigarette, lest to turn to pain. Do you smoke? No, I do not. I know for a fact that you smoke. She looks up, slightly startled. Why do you think that I smoke? Kind of place that everyone does? I suspect I may possess supernatural abilities. Your hands look like they belong to a heavy smoker. It's not like yours look much better, she says while eyeing yours. Take a look at your hands. She is right. Your hands look even worse than hers, with tiny cuts and gushes covering your skin like a spider web. Your fingertips have become an ugly shade of brown. Just give me a cigarette, please. I already told you I don't have any. Go bother someone else. She's lying. She's goddamn lying. She has smokes. Oh, I'm gonna let go. That's all for the moment. I did not expect that to turn into what happened. That was amazing. The book says you... Oh, I missed what that said. I don't think it was anything super important. That certainly was an experience. I'm so pleased you could all join me on whatever that was. And now I've got to find out about birds, apparently.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I'm looking for a book about cockatoos. There should be one upstairs right next to the shelf of biographies. Now, what if I want to buy a book? Goodness, you were already doing good browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? She fiddles her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. Don't you feel compelled? Go, go! Get back there! The books await you. Okay. Those are crime novels. I'm looking for a book about birds now, apparently. She said next to the biographies. Oh, is this the one? From A to Zreek, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo. A silver-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zreek, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo. Flip through the pages. Turns out there are many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems. What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper? Oh, that's nice and cheap. It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious. Should I? It's not that expensive. But also, Kim's not here. Let me just make sure I've got all of my best gear for interfacing. Got my gloves, which give me +1. Does anything else give me improved interfacing? It doesn't look like it. No. Okay, so I've got my best interfacing gear on. I'm not a kleptomaniac. This will be the first thing I've attempted to steal, I believe. Hey! You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. When she's not looking, you haul the tome of cockatoos into your pocket. It's quite a challenge, but eventually the guide to cockatoos is yours. A splendid effort. What? Okay. I just... A book about different cockatoos and their behavioral problems. Perhaps it could also offer some insight into your own often problematic actions. The spectacular Major Majestic Cockatoo eyes you from the cover. And this is how I pass time, right? Summer? A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest found in the Seminine Islands and in southern Face-à-la-Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. What's more, this book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang-bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated. What problems do these birds have? Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up. I could handle that. It would be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Or who would ever want a chatty companion? I want someone who knows how to listen. Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. Oh god, that's such a mood. That's pretty bad. Anything else? It's not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day, and give them the full care they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own. There's to be something great about cockatoos as well. You're right, cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. What game am I playing? I am playing the murder mystery RPG, right? Because I'm currently reading about cockatoos. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not unhappy. I'm just curious. Read about the funeral cockatoo. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus funeris, refers to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it. Major majestic cockatoo. I mean, you're not wrong, Luca. Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. Read about the most common bang-bang cockatoo. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species. Common in almost all Seminese forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminese name bang-bang is thought to be of onomatopoeic origin. Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me. Yes, but all these cockatoo species are so different. By the way, I can see the time advancing pretty quickly. You can't actually see all of it, but This breeding malarkey actually works. All these cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. The grey and common Bang Bang, that's me. Isn't that obvious? Major Majestic, here I come. But what if I'm just a fuck-up-a-two? A fuck-up and a cockatoo? What? This is incredibly special. But I think, given that I chose Inland Empire, it's clearly time for me to say that I'm a funeral cockatoo. You're right. You're Sidicus funereus, embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry. Put the book away. Well, I managed to pass, like, an hour. Wait a second. So, I could probably sell this to the pawn shop. Can I? Because that'd be a curious way to make money. No, it doesn't actually list a price. Only items have prices. That's interesting. Oh, Kim comes back tomorrow. I'm just passing time until I can speak to the smoker on the balcony. I was hoping that would pass a little bit more time. I'm just gonna, like, go through this again. Just to see if more time passes. I'm just basically waiting until 9 p.m. or thereabouts. Yeah, time does pass as I've got this open. I just wish it passed a little bit more quickly. Which I know is not the most important thing. Like, it seems to pass in about 15-minute increments every minute or so that you've got this open. Which is not too bad. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head... at least head out to that building. This is the wrong way to go. Oh. There, working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Case solved. Who's Dick Mullen now? I am. Cracked it. All in a good day's work. Wait, what did I crack exactly? What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. It's your husband, the missing husband. Fucking... No. It's the future leader of a proletarian uprising. No, I have to go with this. Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing, though? But he is missing. You heard her, the worry in her voice. Give me champagne, I'm going in. There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now. Oh my god. This is the best stupid side quest I've ever seen. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband. She crosses her arms. God damn it, I already told you my husband isn't missing. But you said you didn't know where he was. And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was. Well, I found him nevertheless. I'm Dick Mullen. Very well then, where is he? She's getting impatient, her hand's not picking on a random book cover. There, point to the working class drunk near the sea. Right around the corner, he has pissed himself. I have to go with that one. Excuse me? She blinks. I don't follow. There's something else hiding in her voice, though. Trace of worry. I found a working class drunk and thought he might be yours. Right, because working class women come with alcoholic husbands. She glances over her shoulder towards the drunk. You know what? I'm not saying what. You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband, although not that one. Haha! Blam! Knew it. Is he missing as well? Fucking no. But you told me your husband's alright. I did, and he is. She takes a step back. He's also an alcoholic. So is he missing as well? No, he's not. Or maybe he is. I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Jamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends. She looks away. Oh, this is amazing. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him. She's completely forgotten about her book, staring blankly into the distance instead. Oh? Oh, is this intrigue now? There, she's worried now. Oh. Don't worry. I'm gonna find him and bring him back. Promise. She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face. Alright, go ahead. Do you have any questions? Oh my god, I broke her and she admitted that her husband really is missing? This is incredible. What is this game? What does your husband look like? She eyes you from head to toe. Honestly, not that different from you. So let me guess, he's disco? Like a late-stage alcoholic, then? That's one way to put it. Yes. No offense. I'd also add that he's a little bit chubby. Wait, did she just imply that you're fat? You're not fat. The body type she's referring to is called a Franco-Nigerian hard body. I'm not chubby and neither is your husband. But you meant to say that we both share a Franco-Nigerian hard body. You both share what? She doesn't understand. Franco-Nigerian hard body. Softly round, yet still in shape. Ladies dig it. Oh, it's a dad bod. I'm not sure about the rest, but softly round sounds about right. He's not in great shape. She stops to think. What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand sewn. I made it myself. Oh no. I love her. She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds, it's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if the jacket is that cool, then I can totally understand. Well, what can you do? I hope that at least the extra lining helps keep him warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold. Oh, she's so much better than this man. Don't spoil anything, please, Summer. I want to bumble my way into this. She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park or on the coast, and it's making her more and more worried. Leather jacket, blue lining. That's interesting. When did you last see him? Yesterday morning. He went to the library. Her eyes become cold with recollection. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off. She scoffs. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. It makes me feel weak. Oh. Gone for around 36 hours then? Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover. I think I've got it, thanks. So you are going to look for him? She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask. Yes, I'll bring him home to you. Thank you. You sense gratitude in her voice. Please do. Even though I'm sure he'll return home by himself, I'm still sure of that. You were right that I'm a cockatoo. Excuse me? I went and read up on them, just like you said, and I've decided on what kind of cockatoo I am. want to know? I don't know. The most talkative one? She's ready to put the question aside. No, I'm the funeral cockatoo. The what now? The funeral cockatoo. It's the most depressing one. The woman looks baffled by your personal revelation. You truly are one strange cop, aren't you? She says, slowly shaking her head. The wind brings a strand of hair to her rough face. I have a strange cop offering to find my stupid husband. What a day. What is this game? I love it. It's so much better than it has any right to be. Like, it was good all along. But it just jumped from good to great. And a large part of that is just the stuff that isn't essential. Like, this doesn't affect the murder investigation. I doubt it will in any way. Finding the cryptozoologist doesn't affect the murder investigation. But it builds the world. Maybe it will affect the murder investigation. Who even knows? But yes, Luca is correct. Also, Summer is correct. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. Okay, and now to read about cockatoos for an hour. Yeah, that's another interesting one to do. I didn't retry this one. Would have been worth retrying. Oh well. Let's do some reading for an hour. Summer, if I just keep the screen open, will the time pass anyway? I would assume so, but I want to be certain. I mean, I can also just watch. Watch as the time passes. Theoretically. Okay. I'll just slowly click through these things. Oh? A light came on. Interesting. They said after 9, but a light just came on. So I'm going to check that. I also have my truth stick. So... Okay, that's fine. I'll just hide here at the end of the passage where I won't be noticed. Okay, so I'll probably pick up the Conan knockoff next in-game day. Because that will give me... that'll give me plenty of time. Because the fact that things are timed, but time passes slowly, is great because it means you've got plenty of time to actually do shit. Like, timed games have a bad habit of making it very easy to run out of time. I miss Kim because he has he's taken the body back to the precinct and he won't be back until tomorrow. That's why Kim's not here. I miss Kim because Kim is the best. Also, welcome, Arthur. No. Certainly, at least thus far, nothing negative has happened to Kim. Kim is just the best. I love him. And honestly, if something does happen to Kim, I'm gonna be real sad. I will do everything in my power to prevent that. Let's just past the last few minutes until I can chat to this dude. The smoker on the balcony. There we go. Hi, smoker.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. And his shirt is still unbuttoned. Yes, the cleaning lady let me in. She also led me to your apartment.
Beautiful.
As he looks at you, something sparkles in his eyes.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Honestly, I'm just trying not to screw anything up. I'm not going to make them right. I'm going to make them spectacular.
Beautiful.
Nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you, and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Sunday friend? That is an odd phrase. Is it Friday tonight? It feels like Friday. Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather. Why would I want to meet your friend? Trust me, you do. Very well, I'll talk to him. But first I want to talk to you. I have so many questions. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me. Oh, is this a trap? Is this where I get beaten up and they steal all my money? He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighborhood windows have lit up one by one. Besides, I've got to run. He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad. But I just found you again. Go if you must, I don't care. I don't care about people leaving me all the time. I want to be as melodramatic as possible. Don't worry, we'll meet again. He gently rests his hand on your shoulder. Come find me in the bar of the Whirling some evening. Oh. A man in high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body. Only if you promise that we'll talk again. It's important. We'll talk, the smoker assures you, brushing his hand through his hair. Just not tonight. Interview the Sunday friend. Take care, all right, he says, with another disarming smile, before slipping off into the night. Okay, I made progress there. So, what do I want to level up? Could get some more empathy. That's useful in a couple of places. Cheen! How are you, Cheen? I don't think I've ever seen a composure check. Or if I have, it's not that common. Oof. I do know the feeling. Rough day, rough weekend, rough week, rough month, rough year. What up, Ken? I'm gonna keep this point until I need it. Oh god, I do know that, Kim. Driving a long way to achieve nothing, and you did that twice this week? That really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh. A quarterly business magazine. See, when he said his Sunday friend, I assumed he had meant a friends with benefits situation. At least you got pastries. Pastries, that's something at least. Ooh. Oh ho. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna steal a silk rope. A bucket of paint on a layer of old newspapers. Weird.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The man in business casual removes his cufflinks. You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior? Superior? But he's not in the command
My
chain.
name is Charles Villedron. I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stability on assignment from Sir Leclerc.
Oh?
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I'm here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Yeah, this is curious. No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview up on the right foot. Make it clear you're the one setting terms here. Yeah, I assume so, Summer. But it's still fine. Yeah, let's fuck with it. Who does he think he is assisting you? Before we get to that, tell me where you got this beautiful silk robe from.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business.
Ooh, yeah. That sounds real good, Cam.
That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Cold air sweeps in from the balcony. That didn't work at all. What was that? You were supposed to fuck with it, not compliment the decor. You actually witnessed the lynching? I'm sorry to say I did, officer. The man gives a solemn nod. Start from the beginning, if you don't mind. Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play. Meaning it was entertaining? No, the man shakes his head. I mean, it was so strange I could barely believe what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body, and then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. Oh, that... You always have to fiddle with that software, Ken, but good luck with that. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this. Who were they? Can you describe them? I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them, but they were very loud and very Martinez. He pauses, looking for the right wording. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities. How many of them were there? I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8? Were any of them huge, like 200 kilograms huge? That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, so far as I can tell. What happened next? I went back inside. Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing. Wait, so you didn't actually see the lynching happen? Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see. But I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man. Were they men? Women? All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see clearly. That doesn't quite comport with what you know. Don't forget the lady driver. Are you sure at least one of them wasn't a woman? It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember. What ethnicity were they? I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them, and I'm quite certain that one spoke with a Mesca accent. What happened next? Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching. What do you mean nothing happened? They lynched a guy. Eventually their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no nothing. Why didn't you call the RCM? The man wipes his glasses. You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. Cheen? No, Chen again. Chen, thank you for the gift sub to Ken. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add. Can you at least tell me when it happened? All I can say is that it was late. So let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging yourself, did you? No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day. Well, that was a waste of time. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance. Yeah, that's what Chen's been doing. What's an official like you doing in Martinez? Coalition is looking out for the price stability. You raise an index finger. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease, blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight. Also, I just realized, I think I waited too long. I don't think I have my room at the hotel this evening. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I think I screwed that up. Yeah, but what are you doing here in this apartment? Oh, well, I'm renovating it. It's an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This is, of course, what happened when the Coalition forces landed here. He smiles. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived. So you're some kind of bureaucrat? Yes, as I said before. I'm the commissioner from Sir Leclerc, working for the Institute of Price Stability. He glances at his watch. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Intern. What is this international community? La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the Coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disasters of the Revolution. And what do I call the Coalition? Your employer, technically speaking, the governing authority of Revachol. The RTM is but one part of this provisional administration. Yo, Arrow! I'm super glad to see you here. What is price stability? It is the most important thing. That doesn't tell me anything. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability. How does this benefit us exactly? Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%. But not too far below, no. 2 below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%. You're not answering my questions at all. Coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an information pamphlet? Okay, sure, give me a leaflet. A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'etre of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. Heck, Arrow. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything super interesting here. Can you tell me about your friend? Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters. How did you two even become friends? How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isla. Oil platforms ablaze in the night. Civil wars lasting for years. Finally, the international community is forced to step in. What are you talking about? No one becomes friends that way. Au contraire. It's how millions of people ended up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too. You still haven't told me who he is. Sorry, who? The man throws a quick glance at his watch. Your friend, the smoker on the balcony. We were just talking about him. But I told you, officer, he's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization. Fine, but what's his name? Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation. So all you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts. He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes. Which arts? He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him. I hate this dude. What are you doing in his apartment by yourself? I'm just enjoying the view, the man smiles, nodding to the window. What view? It's dark outside. Listen, he says, raising his hand. I'm not hearing anything. The Interlindian Bay. What about it? This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls would have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the Million Real view stays. You can't take that away. He knocks on the balcony door, his face mirrored in the darkened glass. I was asking about your friend? My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee. I hate this guy. A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. Why can't we talk later? It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. He pauses. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well. That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to take a look around this apartment. Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. He glances at his watch. Let me know if you have any further questions. I hate this dude so much. So much. An empty ashtray. Flyers for underground parties. There's not much here. I also don't feel like I've missed anything. Because there's a hell of a lot he refuses to tell me. He's being very cagey. And I suspect he's taking advantage of Smoker Friend. Kedra is a candidate member of EPIS, but between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue. No, it's not the fact that he's not telling me. It's how he's not telling me. What do you mean? That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiation in 21, and it's been pending ever since then. I assume Epis is like the... what's it called? Is like the UN. What is this Epis thing you keep talking about? Very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. Also, it's more like NATO. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters, as far as the eye can see. God, yes, sweet standardization, the backbone of rationality and commerce. Ooh, calling out the imperial system. I mean, basically, Arrow, yes. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel, another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success, emboldened to take Epis to the next level. Okay, but like, what does it stand for? Why, it stands for progress and stability. Like, oh, fuck you. What do the letters stand for? It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We're very excited to take it to the next level. You don't even hear the words I'm saying, do you? A supranational political alliance, the United States of Occident. Is it going to be like this place here? You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy. Is Revachol going to be part of Epis? It's one day going to be a candidate member of Epis, for sure. You know, Stitch, I don't know how to interpret that sentence. Didn't you say that candidate members never become real members? No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time and evaluation. I don't know how to answer, Stitch. I'm very confused. Okay, well, I may have fucked up by coming here without Kim. Bitch, I don't know. Fuck it. Yes, I am. I'm pretty sure that was the wrong answer. I just did, Arrow. But I wish I knew the question. I don't remember that being part of the equation, but you know what? Fuck it. Yes, I do admit it. I am exactly as cute as chat. Stitch, you are unbelievably cute. Okay, let's see if I can still get a room. If I can't, there's a bench. I'm not sure what question you are answering, Stitch, but I know what question... what question... I don't know what question you were asking. I know which question I was answering. I mean, probably. We're all sus sometimes.
Can I help you?
About my build for tonight. Okay, so I can still do it. Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 rail tomorrow. I don't think that's going to be too terrible, because tomorrow I can access across the river. How could anyone forget, asshole? I feel like there was something else I wanted to check. I'm surprised Daryl's still here so late. I don't think I've got anything more to do with you, right? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm hoping that when I wake up, Tim will be here. Because dang it, I miss him. Not IRL, Luca. Don't worry. Spooked! Howdy yourself. That's fine, Luca. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep. More weird dreams?
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself.
Could you not?
You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
Okay. Oh, spooked. The woman's missing husband is possibly the best moment in this game. And there's a lot of it. Ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you? I'm gonna say most games, when you go to sleep, you just wake up the next day. Imagine if Stardew Valley had these fucking interludes. I'm sorry, cells, it's all me, it's my fault.
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
Fucking spam all you like, Luca. I'm sure Spooked will appreciate some kind of explanation. These are my just desserts. I will endure this pain with dignity. No, please. Where's that blessed nothingness? That sweet oblivion? I am an artist and liver damage is my art. But yeah, this is what I deserve.
There's no dignity here. Only reflections of your body mass. Flashes of the day. You keep coming back to yourself in the mirror. But why? To admire all your accomplishments?
I mean, I did some good shit today.
You're just stuck here. In the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
No, but still.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts. You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself. While the world goes on without you.
Look, I just want to sleep. Please.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
The fucking timing of those two messages was incredible. Literally Spooked. I don't think that was half a second after Luca's wall of text. That was... I could not have planned it better. Okay. And we're awake. Nothing much to do, really. I mean, I do get that Spooked. It can be a very confusing game. I'm loving it, but part of that is just... It's just how weird it is. This is a very Hobocop stream. I'm really leaning into that. Because heck, why wouldn't I? Who are these people? Also, Kim?
Yes?
Nothing. I just wanted to say good morning, and I missed you. Now, who are you? Horse-faced woman. Why? That's so mean. The woman in RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Oh, why? Patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant. I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry? Hold on, you're a patrol officer of the RCM?
Yes, I am.
Is everything alright? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people. It's cool to see another cop. I thought Kim and I were the only ones. God, I don't know why. I'm just trying to do my best. These lines are so good. Why? I bring word of the end to come. Oh my god.
But you're not trying your best, are you?
Who the fuck are you, man with sunglasses?
Calm down.
Something changes in her. It's pity. Pity comes over
Okay,
her.
fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
What precinct are you from? What precinct? She just sighs. Am I from? God, he doesn't know? No, I don't. Fucking deranged lunatic. The sunglass-wearing man pushes through his teeth. You're the police, right? Cool, so am I. I don't... She looks around. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, Judith. Wait, is he police? Me? No, I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig. Kim, can I borrow your gun and 2 bullets? No particular reason. Okay. What are you, the police, doing?
Mr. Pig!
Malu! Malu, thank you so much for the raid. That is incredibly kind of you. How was the rest of Trials of Mana? Is the challenge getting increasingly challenging? Because it looked like it was getting rough. Oh yes, we shouted you out and called you a cutie. I don't know what more you expected, Malu. Yeah, I saw some of those rooms were getting real rough. I'm just looking out for you. No. Oh no, she didn't say that. I'm just looking out for you. No one. The man looks at her. I'm just a man with sunglasses and you are a policewoman. Yes, her voice is quiet. A policewoman who just wants to do her job, that's all. She says quietly and looks away. It's only taking you a few attempts per bus so far. Nothing like that trap room that was a pain. Okay, I'm glad that that trap room was the exception, not the rule.
You look like shit.
I mean, I feel like shit, but you didn't have to point it out.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
7 elemental bosses chapter, which should be... Oh, that sounds lovely, Malu. I know, it's intentional.
Like undercover?
You know what? Sure. Let's say undercover.
Well, as far as disguises go, this is one of the best I've seen. I mean, I could swear you're an actual bum.
I am Hobocop. Accept it.
Come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
Something strange about this guy. I've got a 72% shot. Okay, so I figured this is one of the dudes who hates me. Kim, who is this guy? He shakes his head. I'm not getting involved in this. It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Ooh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. 72% chance, but Arrow is here, and Arrow is my bad luck curse. So, you know, let's go. A success. You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him. Tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere? Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere. Another life. From where? Another life? Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... He pauses. To what station do you think you could... to what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? Can I get some nices in chat for the 69? I think Kim is with the 57th. I think I'm the 41st. Okay. The man sounds genuinely excited. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. He gives you a long, meaningful look and adds, somewhere good. Let's talk more about that hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned. Oh, the hypothetical 41. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy. You're not busy. Let's just play around. So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe? Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? No. You see, Kim is my partner and you are a dickbag. Like partners in crime or... Yeah, fucking just straight up. Kim's cooler than you. I'm not sure he's fucking flattered, but Kim is not part of this thought experiment. In this one, we're partners. Yeah, but Kim's still cooler than you because you suck. The lieutenant is silent. Fine, I'll be nice to him. I'd love to have you as my partner. Would you now? Or would I be cramping your style? The man bites his lip and waves his hand. Never mind, partner. Okay, actually, you probably would cramp my style. Actually, I shouldn't have called you my partner. Kim's my partner. He's going to know. I'm not your partner, he says quickly. This union is temporary. Oh, this union is temporary, but our hearts and souls are partnered forever. A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he doesn't need you. He will then suggest you should fuck off. When that happens, I suggest you take his advice, he adds bitterly. Okay. So I was real mean to this dude. The lieutenant merely bows his head in response. Do you have a crime to solve? Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work. This isn't helping, she says, shaking her head, and looking at the man with sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else is in our imaginary police station? You're not going to believe this, but... The man pauses for dramatic effect. Police officers. Yes, sir, solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting their drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Long. Who is the far-out son of Lung? Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. He winks at you sarcastically. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Want to tell me more about him or her? Not even a little bit. It's an urban myth, the lieutenant says quietly, about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You're not the son of Lung. Or maybe I am and I just don't remember. He's trying to protect you from further rough handling dished out by his sunglassed man. I can't imagine any more. Neither can I, partner. Neither can I. His grey eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad. It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness. I've got some questions for you. I'm a cop. About what? You don't look like a cop. He inspects you. You know what you look like? Fucking hell. Bed, webby head, the sunglasses, the wig, or the attitude. I think the attitude could be good for, like, a good hate fuck. So, I'll bed the attitude. I'll kill the wig, because look at that thing, it's terrible. And I'll marry the glasses. Those glasses are rocking. Like a sack of shit. You know, I'm gonna go with this last one. Try to get some sympathy from him. Like a man down on his luck. I'm trying real hard here, man. Oh, he seems taken aback for a moment. Well, go solve your case then. That would count as trying hard. He didn't answer your question. Now will you answer some questions for me? No, he says calmly, then just keeps staring at you. Why not? Because it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging? Let's talk about something else. Or, the man in sunglasses raises his index finger. We could go back to doing our jobs. This was stupid. That went terribly. Okay, the man in sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right? I know! Super weird. There's something we're missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. That's weird. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy and you'll probably get laughed at, but still. I was thinking the same thing. I should ask him if we're from the same station. Yes. Just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though. That wasn't a task.
I can't believe this shit.
Look, I just have to ask. Are we from the same police station? I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What do you say? Yeah, probably not. I don't remember you from anywhere. Like... God fucking shit. He pinches the root of his nose. None of this is great news for him. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He's a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent. Something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again. Oh. What even is this game? What even is this? This is an incredible experience and so dumb and so beautiful. Okay. Now let's talk to this lady, with Kim here. Who is it? A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door. This is the police. Can we come in? Come on up, the door is open, she shouts. I'm drying my hair. Hey! Okay. Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she's had an extended stay. Curious. Piles of dirty clothes, a woman's. This room has sad all over it. Reminds you of your own. She said, come on up. This is a multi-floor apartment, which is very interesting. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. The medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Look at the toothbrush. It's been used quite a lot. Okay. That is fairly standard for toothbrushes. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet, and pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, AP, eye drops, blood thinners. Yes, though, Kim is back. It is the best timeline. It's quite the collection in here. Anything of note? He asks in a lowered voice. Search the bottles. Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. The bottle reads Nacra. What is Nacra? It is the Shining wallpaper, you're right. Although, wasn't it a carpet in The Shining? An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses. Interesting. Also, I have 2 skill points available. That is very useful, potentially. That's interesting. It's used for overdoses. Yeah, I know what you mean, Luca. I haven't seen The Shining, so I just wanted to confirm that in the movie, it's on the carpet, not on the wall. Search the pill sheet. Among some foreign, possibly Messinian or Gottwaldian marked red blister packs, you find... What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. Nice. 92% shot. Chemical hangover. Something more interesting here. A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat, holding that little plastic container. What's so exciting about this orange bottle? It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. Take it in secret. Ooh, my hands are sweating. I see a brand called Preptide. Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed. The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy. I'm gonna take it in plain sight as evidence, not as... No, I'm not gonna take it. I want to be better. I want to be better. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. I can come back for it. If Kim ever leaves the game, I'm coming back for it. But I want Kim to think well of me. I hope so. It's all I ever wanted. You feel someone watching you behind the glass door. A woman. Bed has been hastily made. That's interesting. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Run your fingers across the surface of the glass. Smooth as ice. There are spots of rain and mud on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface. This window was recently replaced. Looks like it, yes. He adjusts his glasses. You know which window has not been recently replaced? What is this, guilt now? Whatever it is, it's messing with your concentration. Stop distracting him. My fucking necktie, I always forget about it. Stop distracting him, he has work to do. Plus, if I recall, the window had been giving him shit ever since he got there. What? I'll wait eagerly for you, Luca. And this is how you get up here. I thought it might be. Smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. Cold coffee in an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Well, that's just fucking adorable. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers. Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You know what? I'm going to try to improve my hand-eye coordination quickly. This probably isn't important. Hey, Stealth, I love you too. And I think it's important that I tell you that all the time. Let's get some hand-eye coordination. 58% shot? I don't think this is important, but whatever. Nah. The wind brushes them off the roof. They're gone. Okay, I embarrassed myself before.
Welcome to the roof.
Welcome to the roof. The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean. Then toned over several years of self-defense training. You can see it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Is there a cleaning lady? I think I need one. Nice view
It's
you've
much
got here.
nicer now.
Her eyes wander north towards the yard, where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There's something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man. Which, given that the guys who killed him believed they were defending her, that they claimed she was sexually assaulted, it's curious that she would feel sadness for him. Now, that doesn't mean it didn't happen, but it means that, unsurprisingly, this is more complex than they initially sold it as. You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell is opened in there.
Disco Infernium. Hell, you know not of which you speak. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell. To another place, a third place, much different from our world. No, I just trashed the place. But I have to say Disco Infernium. It's very important.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
Oh. So it's my fault.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Thank you, Kim, for actually getting us somewhere.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
I have, thank you. Oh yeah, feel the power. I've grown accustomed to the power, miss. Once a cop, always a cop. I have very little idea of what I'm doing. Or that is unimportant to the case at hand. I'm gonna go with the kind of neutral option.
Like riding a capo cycle.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
They have.
I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette. Be careful, ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. No need to dilly-dally, she's tough. Cop cycle go burr. I think I'll actually go with suggestion. Instead of physical instrument. She is physically tough, but that doesn't mean she hasn't been in a difficult situation. I think I'll dilly-dally this time. You'll sound like a namby-pamby! Coach physical instrument is overdoing it, even by my standards. Say something else first. What's your name, miss, for the record? Placia and Amando. And where are you from? Creative Port, Republic of Orange. I don't want to reveal all of my ignorance. How old are you? I'm 28. She takes a drag. And what do you do, miss? What is your specialization? Something stupid. What's that? RNG's lit. Oh, as in literature? RNG's literature. That's what I studied at the university. She raises both eyebrows. What is RNG's literature about? Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be RNG's. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes. If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove. I don't need to see her passport. Thank you. That's it for the record. The record. So official. They tell us you've been through something difficult. Something difficult? She raises her eyebrow. I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? Were you sexually assaulted? Again, I'm going to give potential content warning here. I don't know what's coming, but we're discussing someone who was apparently sexually assaulted, and this game has a bad habit of being written a little too well in situations like this. So, genuinely, content warning. Be careful. By sexually assaulted, you mean raped? She takes a quick drag, unperturbed. Yes. It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it? I didn't say it, you said it. She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered. It's not that early. She looks around. The sun has risen over the sea. People are rushing to work below. It is. It's murderously early. I'm amazed I'm awake. Why am I even awake? So were you? Yeah. She draws out the word. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him. Interesting. Interesting. By him, she means the victim. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, she searches for the word, then shrugs. Rapeable. Oh, that's horrible. Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted? Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. More assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier. Huh. That's interesting. Titus asked you to spice things up for us? Pretty much. She cradles her coffee cup in both hands. Warming them. You must be very cold and exhausted of this life. What did happen between you and the victim? We partied. What kind of party? Point to your bloated face. The kind I do? With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that. I nearly died? Harder than this? Keep pointing to your face. I didn't know it was physically possible. Oh, it is. She takes a long drag. You're still alive. Oh. What did you do when you partied? We drank, sir. She takes a sip of her coffee. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him. What else? Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex. Which, from everything she's saying, was completely consensual, which is a very different thing to what we were told. Whoa, after so much drinking and drugs, how did they manage it? You were lovers? I guess you can say that, yes, a bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. There was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be. How did you two meet? The lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm. Downstairs, she tapped on the roof with her 10-centimeter heel. At the bar, he was on some sort of assignment. Military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar. She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him. When was this? A month ago? Something like that. It must have been hard for you seeing him there. Oh yes, she says bitterly. I've had a great view from the roof. Out of the bathroom window, in my dreams. A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. You called us. The RCM. Yes. Okay, I found out who called. That makes sense. The call reporting the hanging, that was you? Fuck yes. I made it, she nods. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez they call it snitching. Oh, I won't tell anyone, but I do need to know, and I'm glad I do. Is that completely done now? I don't see it done. Doesn't matter too much. But yes, we learned a thing. Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss. The caller's voice was disguised. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. Nicked it? How? Oh, cool. I didn't see that one. Thanks, Summer. With nail clippers, and I diverted some radio fuzz into the cold wire. You were right to suspect that there might be foul play involved with the broken phone line. And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs. Did I? She looks into her coffee. Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing. Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry. Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever, crossing the lines like that. Seems like you had some idea. That was nifty. Thanks, she manages a smile. Why go through all the trouble? I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires. Given what I know about this town, that's probably accurate. Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do. I didn't want to, sir, but if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age? I'm sorry, I can't do it. She puffs on her cigarette. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him, like he is now. I can't talk about his, I don't know, hair? Another puff, more nervous. I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later. She meant she sees him in her dreams. I've also seen him in a dream. Is that a weird thing to say? But it is true. I'm trying to be sympathetic. You have? Not like I do, I imagine. She's run out of cigarettes. Time to light a new one. She sees them in each other's arms. I see him as me. But you know what? I'm gonna follow this line. You're in each other's arms. Yes, and he's dead. His mouth agape. She looks into the light green pack of cigarettes and pulls out another one, preparing to light it. Better conclude this part of our talk. Oh yes, the young woman dips her cigarette into the lighted flame and inhales. What did they hang him for if not Ray? He has something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing, she thinks. But you probably know all that. And his role in the strike was what? I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean, but I understood it was dangerous. And they lynched him for it? She nods. How do the Hardy Boys know you? They frequent guests downstairs. Oh, wait, I completely misread that. They're frequent guests downstairs. She looks at the floor. It's tarred. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now. And how did you meet? Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. Did you party? A little, yeah. Like you partied with the deceased? No, not as hard. I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy boys? I have. Which one? Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously, but as I said, it's been a long winter. Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him? Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy? I hope not. A pause. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know. But that's probably where they got the rape idea. What do you mean? Men like that? I don't know. Another pause. The way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me. She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs. Thank you for telling us. I'm not going to choose option 2, because that's just a terrible sentence. Thank you for telling all of this. For telling us all of this, miss. She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid. We should head back downstairs, officer. The lieutenant looks at you. We may have things to discuss there. As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you, and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion? I had something else before we go. A little thing. I'm just gonna follow the other lines. I feel like I may have missed something. No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally. I hate to say it, but you've got sad all over this place. Yeah, she draws out the vial. I've contaminated it pretty bad. Is that why you're out here? She nods. The contamination spread from room to room. First I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door. What exactly is the nature of this contamination? For me, it's a mix of me with the lack of cleaning services. How about you? Oh, that's just called depression. Talk around the establishment is you have an industrial sad spool in there. He taps the roof with her heel. For me, it's alcoholism, miss. Cool. I think I'm developing a pinch of that, too. It hasn't done wonders to my taste in interior decoration. Also, a common symptom of depression. Be fucking careful. That window is new. It is. She moves slightly to her left to check her reflection in it. The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying. You've quite the collection of prescription drugs down there. Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it, she said without any discernible irony. Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool. Fuck. I'm not even gonna bother with that. I always heard the RCM guys were cool. She gestures towards you with her cigarette. You are. What are you doing here in the whirling in rags? I'm wintering. How long have you been staying here? She calculates. About 4 months? I came in December. But why here? Here in the whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol? Let's do one at a time. In the whirling. Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings were bombed to hell. Oh, volition? I'm gonna take the 28% shot. It's a white check. I can redo it. Hank! She looks back. Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry, we will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit. What is happening? Nothing. Just time passing. Don't worry. You are not a fool. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You are a detective. Get back to detecting. Am I being beguiled? She presses her elbow against her waist and slowly turns her head. Avert your eyes. Okay, I'll come back later. I'll be here until 11 p.m. Drinking coffee, most likely. I want to check this other door. This is a small, heavy door. There is no lock inside. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Where does this lead to? I don't know. He makes a note in his notebook. It's not the first closed door we found in the building. This is... there's also your mysterious blue kitchen door. Do you think it's important? I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers. Tap on the roof with your foot. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a windbrace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and he nods towards the young woman. A number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant. Hey, same here, Luca. I've got a family history of alcoholism, which is part of why I don't really drink. Because that is not a risk I want to take. See, the main investigation, the door below, emerging into a stereo investigation. I hate when that happens. Ooh, 28% chance to kick the door in. It's a white one. I can redo it. I have to take this chance. Arrow, are you here to curse me with terrible luck? Yeah, kind of the same, Luca. Frankly, I get addicted to a lot of shit pretty easily. Okay, Arrow. I trust your curse. You kick it, gung-ho style, entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is a bar rattling inside, laughing at you. Alright, the woman nods approvingly. Let's trash the place. Let's not. Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object. Oh. This is going to do another 1 damage to me. I know that, but I have to do it. Disrespecting the force? The door receives a thorough discipline at the cost of your foot. Your foot hurts. A lot. Wait, Kim wants to talk to me.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
Yeah. You think this will make them cooperate? Nothing will make them respect the RCA. But it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Your decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. In a hushed voice, why did she tell us all of that? What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. She seems candid. You think so? A shadow runs across his face. Being candid is the best way to lie. The appearance of candor, with some facts thrown in, draws attention away from whatever one chooses to omit. She may be trying to control the pace of the investigation. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our inquiries will bring us back here soon enough. I suspect you're right, Kim. This game is very special. Very possibly, Luca. But at the same time, like, I need to confront them. I don't think there's anything here except the stairs. Like, it's still my job to discuss this stuff with them. Okay. Today is also the day I can start exploring more of the more across the river, which I'm very excited for. Because I suspect that's where a lot of fun stuff is going to happen. I mean, as if the fun stuff hasn't already been happening. I didn't see the loading screen. What did it say? By the way, I know I'm saying at least parts of it wrong. I accept that.
It's you again. What is it?
So, let's do first things first. I found someone who saw the hanging, a witness. A witness? The tall man crosses his arms on his chest. You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this. It's just cop tactics, Titus. Next he's going to tell you one of us already rolled on the others and is in witness protection. My witness isn't a local. Titus scratches the back of his head and asks, well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella? This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name. Yeah, just fucking tell him everything. Who he is irrelevant. Like you said, Al, he turns to the man on his left. Copper's coming up with this on the spot. There is no witness. I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They're desperate. He turns to you. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make? Yes. So if I were to pronounce that in Afrikaans, it would be Oranje and Klaasje. Given that it's Dutch, it's probably similar enough to that. The witness said the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting. No commotion. It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent. Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets, he says provokingly. What's with the cowbells, policeman? The witness said he saw 2 people of Areopagite descent and 1 Mesk. Areopagite? He starts laughing. Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo. Well, okay. So I never spoke Afrikaans particularly well, but yeah, what on you? I kind of struggle with the rolling R. But yeah. Well, yeah, Titus nods. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there. The witness said it looked like a surreal play. That means absolutely nothing to me, he says, taking a sip from his can. Sounds like some made-up horse shit. It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film. What is this fella's problem? The little guy addresses everyone and no one. Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see. Shanky. It's Shanky, right? He doesn't wait for an answer. I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was. You don't know shit! I know you're lying, Shanky, he writes in his notebook. You didn't break this wagon fork, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a little bit. Great witness. He must be really parched because he takes a giant gulp of beer. Okay, maybe it doesn't feel like this did anything to them. But they have to be fretting a little. Everyone is afraid of witnesses. Witness is a scary word. Hi, Johnny. I have not played Hades, but I know a little bit of it. I'm gonna say kill Thanatos just for the sake of irony, killing the god of death. Fuck Zach, because of course you fuck Zach. And I think I'm gonna marry Megara. Mostly because I'm straight and, you know. Also, Tom, I don't know what the characters look like apart from Zacharias. I just know Thanatos is the god of death, and killing the god of death sounds like a fun thing. Yes, spooked? Claudia says she wasn't raped. Fuck! The big man's eyes and veins bulge. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. Megara. You raise a very good point, Spooked. Tom. They have to kill off Meg because you're not straight. I mean, also fair still. You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed. For the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her. It's interesting. Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. You raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. Bed Megara for the experience, wed Zag, and kill Thanatos. She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you. You know what? I'm going to trust her on whether or not she was raped over you. Yes, she's crazy, you know, the rat-faced man says carefully. Crazy bitch, you know the type. She's fucked up. Also, she, like, went into detail about how it was consensual and how she liked the dude. Fuck all of them. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Zagreus, keep in mind, Zagreus is... I would not want to be a one-time fuck. I would want it to be something more than once, because he is hot as fuck. Yeah, I like Lassie. She's nice. She was very lucid. Yeah. Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth. Lawman, he says through clenched teeth. I am at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. His hands become fists. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says, I am going to fucking hit you. Duck! Titus Hardy! Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot. Success! Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fists down. Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood? Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command. Look, Copper, the tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. He turns to Titus, who's still breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Oh, this is interesting. Here, jerkwad. He slams an audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit, and then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man. This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to. Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. You don't care about evidence? His eye twitches. The fuck are you a cop for, then? Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They're fucking keeping score on their bulletin boards. Don't you fucking talk to me about the truth when you just outright lied to me. I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. So what's on this tape? What's on it? We call it the Door Gunner Mega Mix. You'll know why once you listen to it. I suspect once I listen to that, it's going to be another content warning moment. Where did you get this tape? You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. So you've bugged them? How? We have machines, he nods. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff. Understood. You've listened in on their communications. He takes a little note. How long? Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons. Things got nice and quiet after that. Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then? Because I think whoever that is the lady driver. It's not advanced, the heavy man wheezes. You're just holed up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It's hot as hell in there. Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work. The chief picks his beer back up. To offer a silent toast. Yeah, man, you're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit. Where can I listen to this? I'm sure we can find a tape player, the lieutenant whispers. Where can I listen to this? He mocks you. Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius? Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker. His voice echoes like thunder in the small room. I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem, he repeats calmly in a hushed voice. Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken. That's enough for now. We'll get back to the investigation. Don't forget your tape, lawman. He pushes the little tape forward toward you with a giant hand. Compliments of Titus Hardy. It does, Stealth. It's one of the benefits. It's actually one of the things we got for being Hobocop. Fine, I'll listen to it. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. Oh, hey, it's this dude. Smoker on the balcony, who is no longer the smoker on the balcony. Butt boombox. Butt box. Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. There he is again, the smoker on the balcony. Right here in the whirling in rags. Hello. Adjust tie. Hello, hello. So what brings you here? What are you doing here? I'm admiring the atmosphere, he smiles. What about you, officer? I live here. My room is right upstairs. I'm here to drink myself into oblivion. Convenient, he nods. But what are you doing here, talking to me? Tell me again about that muscular type who came to investigate the crime. Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building asking questions. What did you tell him? Nothing. That I didn't see anything. And he believed you? Why shouldn't he? Did you tell him about your friend? He takes another drag of his cigarette before knitting his brows. What friend? Your Sunday friend, the witness. No, I don't think it came up. What did he look like? Muscular, handsome. He shrugs nonchalantly. Strong, like one of those military types. Okay, so one of the other mercenaries, I'm guessing. Was he alone? Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. His earpiece? Yes, you know, those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear. What is he saying? Just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits? Oh, let me think. He turns his eyes upward in recollection. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely RNGs. He He closes his eyes. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely RNGs. Thanks for the information. Sure, anything else on your mind? His lazy eyes stroll over your face. I met your Sunday friend. You did? A smile adorns his face. And how did you like him? I didn't like him as much as I like you. I mean, I have to say that. It's essential. Ah, shoot, he bursts out laughing. Why not? Who is he? A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He smiles, and his smile seems melancholic. He can always return. Return where? To his opportunities and accidents, Sir Leclerc. Still, he breathes in and keeps his lungs filled for a moment before letting it out. His coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know. He stares at the bar. What are you, you two? Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time. What does it mean, a Sunday friend? He sighs. That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. Oh. Is that even a friend? It is. On Sundays. Why was he staying at your place in the middle of the night? He has keys, and he likes the view. He waves gently with his cigarette-holding hand. To the sea, I mean. I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about you. Oh my. He hums. What about me, gendarme? What is it about the way he carries himself? It's a white check. I think I'm gonna take the risk. Juice! Also, who? I can't make that sound, but I'm very glad you're here, Juice. Nope. It's a sports. He's a sports guy. All about the physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here. Bye-bye, gendarme. Okay. You weren't super useful. But you were still nice, which puts you, like, way above half the other people in this game. Okay. Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. Why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Capri Kinema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Kim's back. Correct, Juice. It is the best. Someone has waxed it recently. This machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool. The lieutenant smiles ever so slightly. You want to take a closer look? A fine machine. Run your hand over the smooth metal surface. Yes, there's gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours. An extraordinary machine. Oh god, Kim likes his car. Kim's a car dude. I love this. It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing in it. Flare it up. Slam it down. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components. With the winch and mud tires, you could take it off the beaten path, Kim. But no, that's not what Kim wants. Enough about the details. What's it packing there? 130. This is exactly what my response would be to someone telling me any technical details about a car. I know nothing about the way engines work, but that is such a perfect response. Mama's serving some serious macaroni. You lost me there. He's looking at you perplexed. 130 kilowatts is a lot of power, Kim. The Kanema is fast. Feels right at home on the raised motor track. Hard to find something that could overtake it. Aww, I wanted to keep talking about his car because he enjoys it so much. But I've got more important things to deal with. Oh! These dudes aren't doing anything. But I've still got my truth stick, just in case. Okay, they said wait until Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Yes. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then the water lock starts moving. I think this is what they call progress. Okay, the lieutenant looks across the canal. If we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on. Yeah, I know, Kim, but at the same time, there are things we need to do. Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain. Okay, but Kim, hear me out. I want to do cool shit. The radio relay hums with electricity. Oh, a whole new area? A breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside? There is. 90 cents. Whoops. Oh, this is very exciting. I'm lost and confused and excited about that fact. A creaking ahead, a broken axle grinding. Oh? Banged up fuel canister, I guess. Someone had an accident, fell through the ice. A banged up motor carriage lies halfway submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the insular Indian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and engine remain visible. Must be cold and lonely down there in the icy water. Seawater has already started to corrode the metalwork. It's not slander if Arrow's telling the truth. This is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to. It appears to be so. The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. Let's investigate. I agree, the lieutenant replies. His eyes never leave the sunken vehicle. We should definitely investigate. You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea. Run your hand over the cold metal. The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in the places the salt water hasn't touched. What's the make of this MC? Can I see a logo? The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out. But you do see a monkfish float by. That seems irrelevant. How long has it been here? The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. He leans forward to peek into the cold water. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday. Curious timing. Juice is a cutie. Juice is a cutie. Juice is a cutie. I could just make Arrow a VIP for this. Well. Looks like Jacob Earth's journey came to an abrupt end here. Your mocking tone finds no response but the motion of the waves. Enough gloating, this is serious. Yes, quite. The lieutenant seems to be inspecting you more closely than the motor carriage. What should we do? Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside. Great idea. Then we can get the things inside too. The joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A joyrider jacket? A joyrider jacket? You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyrider's district and likes blue and white racing livery. Like a cop would. How long will it take for the low tide to come in? I don't know, an hour or two tops. Sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede. Oh. Juice is a cutie and Arrow is bright. As you sit down in the old rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. Nothing but the sound of seagulls, high above the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea. Hold on, it looks very blue. Point to the sunken vehicle. Yes. Yes, it does. What's your favorite blue thing? The lieutenant is staring at the ray. Let me think about this. Whistle a tune. Fuck, that was a 28% chance and I succeeded? The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance, then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher-pitched and slightly more melodic trill. The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tear they found in the reeds. Further away, a flock of seagulls lands. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. They're sitting on the swings, waiting for the tide to go down. So was your dad also, you know, point to your eyes? That is insane? The tide sure is taking its sweet time. I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces. But I suppose it could move quicker, yes. Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass. I wish I hadn't done this, because there are things I could have done in this time. If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? Do you think I'll ever find my gun? The lieutenant's expression suddenly turns serious. God, I hope so. I've been thinking, if I put enough time into eating right and exercising, I could turn myself into a living weapon, and I wouldn't even need a gun. I mean, you are right. You are right, Luca. Fuck, you're right, Juice. It does have that feeling. Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass. Does this count as low tide? Can you make out the mark now? Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri Model 40. His eyes turn to you. Yes, why haven't you? It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices. He pauses to think. Firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kind of people. I mean, me too, Luca. Squint your eyes and say, is that a number on the side? Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for? Oh God, this is my car. Oh God, this is my car. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle? 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. This must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Stupid factory. I hate guessing. District something? A precinct? Something municipal? Rub your temple. Oh God, no. I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry. 41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do? Nope. Just no. Say no to this, Harry. Oh my God, it's mine. I drove my car into the sea? I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here. They're not going to take me back after this, are they? The badge, the gun, and now this? Oh. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a fourth thing you've lost. A fourth thing? More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest sea. You know what? I'm not surprised, but I also didn't see it coming. Oh. Things were going so well. We were just whistling merrily. You can still whistle, the lieutenant says with a smile. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn. They're not going to take me back after this, are they? People are more valuable than machines. He's trying to cheer you up now. Training a police officer is even more costly. People, yes. But not you. How do we get it out? Detective, he says almost gently. We don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point. Well, at least we can see what's in there now. I love Kim. Find the traffic hooligan. Oh my god. Yes, let's take a look. Oh. Find the traffic hooligan. Oh, that was a thing from a while ago. Come on. Okay, I got my badge. And I got my RCM Commander's jacket. Oh ho! A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back. I found my badge! At least something good came out of all this. The lieutenant glances at the badge in your hand. Study the badge. Lieutenant Dubois. Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information, and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, your precinct. Harrier. That's an interesting name. Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry, he thinks. Everard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. Strange. It doesn't say Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. What kind of name is Harrier? It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide. Harrier Dubois it is, then. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois. He's not going to call you Harry. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you and detective when he's not. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information. Rank Lieutenant Lieutenant Double Yefrater. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I'm a lieutenant. Double thingy. The title of I don't even know how I would pronounce that. Is added to your name when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain, the lieutenant explains. You have declined twice. Okay, that's cool. So, at the end of the day, I did want to keep doing field work. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, but sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes, he continues, they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant. Heavy-duty case-solving machine. I thought my rank was drunk. Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and he pauses to examine you. This leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary. Thanks, that gives me hope. Good, he says with a quick smile. I know I've passed 3 hours, but I just want to finish looking at my badge, and then, so long, you all can look if there's anyone in particular that that you'd like to raid. Serial, blah, blah, blah. So that's Revachol and Jam. That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure. Date of issue, 4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of lieutenant, double gift rater. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then. I mean, it looks that way, Juice. I hope not, but it looks that way. The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The Death March really gets us going. Oh, it's Gwen streaming. That's definitely a good option. You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you're sure. I remember that time. The tie around your neck feels tight suddenly. That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up. Precinct 41? Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. Like mine says 57. 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is he stops. What? It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, a faint smile. It's a legendary district, and a hell of a station, too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdyaeva. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. Look at the photo. The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge. So even then, I wasn't happy with how it aged. Hi, Opie. You've arrived just at the end. I'm about to finish. Good choice. A newer photo would look different. How old? 8, maybe 10 years? The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He has a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns. And he's winking? Why? Why do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression. Although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. It looks better on him because he isn't in as much pain while producing it as you are now. Although, there's already a hint of that pain, certainly. I'm sorry, Opie. Terrible timing. On Sundays, I always go live early. Don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun. Put the badge away. I just want to... Yeah. I can pick up everything else at a later date. So, let's save up. And... A, I didn't drive away Kim. B, I don't want to drive away Opie. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Stitch. Thank you all for joining me. This has been genuinely absolutely wonderful. I feel like this game keeps getting better, which is genuinely very rare for like anything. So we're gonna be rating Gwen, because I've only done that occasionally. No, I don't want to drive away anybody. It's Phantom Gwen, all one word. So yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm having a lot of fun. The plot continues to thicken. Kim is back, which is amazing and beautiful. So Gwen is doing golf with your friends with the neighborhood watch. I would normally be taking part in that, but this weekend I just unfortunately have a lot to do and a lot of stress, so I'm just doing my own streams. I'll be live again on Wednesday with Shining Force. That's 5:30 Eastern. Saturday, 5:30 Eastern, I'm doing Stardew Valley. Disco Elysium will return next week Sunday at 2:30 Eastern. But there's also next week a very special charity stream. Next week Friday, I'm going to be doing a charity stream. I will be putting the details of that in my Discord. In fact, many members of the Neighborhood Watch, my stream team, will be involved in that. It takes place over the whole weekend, and it's going to be basically for Black History Month. I hope you'll be able to join me then. Thank you for joining me now, and I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful evening. Ciao.